got a draft coming up. We got a futures games. The future is now, right? You never stop adding good talent even to a good team like the Orioles.
Yeah, absolutely. We are spoiled here in Birdland because the Orioles have had some fantastic prospects over the last few seasons. And this afternoon, we'll get to see Samuel Basallo batting cleanup for the American League in the futures game. Look, this is one of the most talented prospects in all of baseball. This is a once every 5 years type of prospect for most other teams in the game, but for the Orioles, they've just had so much talent that a guy like Basallo almost flies under the radar. But he's been one of the best hitters in AA, just 19 years old, Scott. He has not faced a pitcher younger than him this season. He can slug the baseball. It's unbelievable.
I heard Michael Elias talking today. Two things he's proud of. He's on the international team, so it tells you the Orioles are doing some things there. And also the fact that there was kind of this buzz that Basallo had a major league bat, but you weren't sure about the catching ability. And he said he's really taken his catching up extremely high.
Yeah, he has really improved his defense this season. His receiving behind the plate has gotten a lot better, and he has a cannon for an arm. Most people have said he might even have a better arm than Adley Rutschman at this point. So the defensive upside is there too.
Okay, let's talk about the draft now. The Orioles have been pretty good in that department. When we look at Adley and Gunnar coming, 40-something? And Westberg, all those guys going to the All-Star game. They're picking a little later because they've got a good team now, but what do you think? Yeah, looking at pick number 22, this is a college-heavy class. And I think the Orioles are probably going to go in that direction once again. When you look at, hey, are they going to take a college guy, maybe a high school hitter? Why break the formula that works, right? The Orioles have drafted college hitters that have been really good over the past few seasons. We're seeing them, two of them, in the All-Star game coming up in Adley Rutschman and Jordan Westberg. They didn't draft a high school player until the 15th round last year, so I would anticipate the Orioles are going to look at that depth in the college hitter class in this year's draft and go in that direction once again. Since Michael Elias and the staff got here, heavily toward hitters, not pitchers. Is that injury factor? What's your guess on that? Because it's worked, and you can trade hitters for pitchers. Yeah, look, I think it's just hard to draft pitchers, right? We have seen pitchers over the past few years, even ones drafted in the top 10, guys like Jack Leiter, Kumar Rocker, Asa Lacy. It doesn't always work out, right? Yeah. And the Orioles know that they can draft hitters, and they can do it effectively, so why change that formula? And you mentioned trading for pitchers as well. If you're not going to draft those guys, then draft somebody like Joey Ortiz, who can be the centerpiece of a deal that gets you a Cy Young winner. Yeah, all-star hitters can get good pitchers. Let's take a look. You've picked 5 guys that might be on the board by the time that first pick rolls around. Tell us about this, and maybe we see one of these guys at Camden Yards someday. Yeah, so this is kind of my leaders in the clubhouse here. If the Orioles stick with their formula, a couple of college outfielders at the top, Carson Benj and Vance Honeycutt. I think Benj really fits the Orioles mold. He does not chase pitches. He's got great exit velocities. A left-handed corner outfielder, seems to fit with what the Orioles like to do. Vance Honeycutt, kind of like Enrique Bradfield Jr. last year. Elite defensively in center field, but he's got more power than Bradfield did. So Honeycutt, if he falls to 22, I think would make a lot of sense. If they want to go with just a pure college hitter, Tommy White out of LSU is a guy that you could look at. Not a great athlete, doesn't play great defense, but the bat is just outstanding. And then Brody Brecht, a college pitcher that they could look at because the stuff is so good, but I just don't know if the Orioles are going to go pitcher in this draft. Hasn't been their way in the past. Right. You guys are doing something to let the fans keep up with all this. Tell them about the show. Yeah, with MASN All Access tomorrow night, leading up to the Orioles draft pick at number 22. We're going to go live right around pick 15, so about 8:45 tomorrow night. And if you missed that special, you can catch it Monday night at 10 o'clock on MASN. But it's going to be a ton of analysis leading up to the Orioles pick. We'll have an exclusive interview with Michael Elias after the pick is made. It's going to be a fun night, so you can tune into MASN All Access. Sounds like it needs to be where Oriole fans are to keep up with you guys. Brandon, thanks for coming in.